Alright, we're going to go ahead and continue on the extraction of this family. I see one little area right here that I really want to kind of clean up before I go any further. Here on his face we've got some problems. Again, I'm holding Alt to just kind of ease in and take up some of that. I can make my brush smaller and add some of that in. It's kind of finicky, it wants to go back and forth. That's okay, I'm not going to be that picky with it. Alright, I'm going to back out here, zoom out. And anytime that I have a selection tool here, pick like I do, and I have this selection made, then I can go up here to Refine Edge. It is highlighted. So now I can go ahead and click that button. And the first thing I see inside the Refine Edge dialog box is the view mode. I can go in here and I can see my extraction on different backgrounds. I can go with the overlay, I can go on black, I can go on white, I can go just the mask, I can go on the actual layer that it's going on, which I like to use a lot of times so you can see exactly what you're getting. Or you can go in here and reveal a layer that you've already got, which I don't think it does you any good if you ask me. Okay, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and work on the on layers mode so I can see exactly where I'm putting everything and how everything's going to blend with that layer. That's the first thing I do. Then I go in here to the edge detection part, and this is where the magic happens really inside of this dialog box. The first thing I want to do is just go ahead and throw in a smart radius, and what that does is it makes a difference between the sharp edges right here and areas here where there's going to be little flyaway pieces of hair that we're going to mask out. Okay, and then I go ahead and set that radius. Alright, and you can see already when I did that you can see some of these hairs start to come into play. And it does a pretty decent job just at the default settings. I can go out a little bit further and let some of that come in, and I think I'm comfortable there. And the only thing I want to do on the just edge at this point is just go in there and soften that up. Alright, so then I'm going to use the tool here to just kind of tell Photoshop that this is the area here that I want some work on, and I keep going in that area and it'll just kind of clean up what I'm looking for. There's an area there that I want to take out. Alright, maybe in here needs a little bit of work. Now this area right here, if I want to keep that on, I can hold Alt, kind of go back into that area without hitting the edge, and it'll fill that in for me. Let me go in here a little bit closer, you can kind of see what's going on. Alright, back to my tool. I'm going to go in here and see if I can't get some more of this out. I'm not going to worry too much about all this. It just, for the sake of the video, you can see that I can go in and get some of those areas, little flyaways, taken care of here, and it's doing a pretty decent job of getting rid of this area that doesn't need to be here. Okay. I like the mask that it's giving me. See this area here where it's transparent? I need to go in there and clean that up a little bit. Hold it Alt. I'm just going to tell Photoshop that no, I want this area here to be opaque. So it's going to give me a little more of that back in there. Alright, so I'm tracing around. I see an area on his cheek here that could use a little help. Fill that in. Alright. And you can really go in here and just scour. Whoops, you can scour your area, just every little nook and cranny, and try to make sure that that mask is perfect. For the sake of the video, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make sure that most of the things are taken care of here. Okay, I'm going to zoom back out and just kind of look overall. There's going to be some areas like in here and over here where I'm going to have to work on. There's a little shadow over here that I'm going to actually get. So the other thing that I want to do inside of here is I want to go in and output this. Now the default is probably selection, but what I want is actually a layer mask. So I'm going to make a layer mask on that. We'll use that to further refine it a little bit later on. So I'll say OK on that box. And this is what I'm looking at. And notice I did get my layer mask and it's on top of there. So now basically all I have to do is the same thing I would with any type of extraction. Just go in here and work it back and forth. On side here I can use my brush since I'm working on a layer mask. If I paint white on there, you can see I'm going to get, whoops, I'm in opaque. My opacity is down and my flow is down. If I were to do white, you can see I'm going to get that area on there. I don't want to do that. I actually want to paint black because I'm painting on this mask. So I'm going to push X on my keyboard to start painting with black, and I have a real soft edge here, and I'll get rid of some of those little artifacts that I don't want. I can get in here close and paint some of this stuff out of here. Now, like I've said in class, this is a real good time to work with a tablet, a pressure sensitive tablet. Now, it can be expensive, it can be a little difficult to learn how to use, but there's nothing like a tablet whenever you're trying to do photo editing. Alright, I'm kind of work this back and forth. See this area right here where I got a little bit transparent on her head? I'm just going to go here, switch to white, and just bring that back in. It's a little highlight over here there they got out. Same thing on this arm. Things got a little bit transparent. I can fix that up. Along the edge of his face here. Looks like I try to bring in a little of that back, so I'm going to just bring that smaller. Get there and clean that up. And I'm just moving right along the edges here and fixing my edges as best I can. Paint with white here. Whoops. Paint with white. Well, I'm doing the wrong color. Got to get my white in here. Now I'll paint over things intentionally so I can see exactly what it's supposed to be doing. I can see that's a highlight there. Then I can go back and switch and get my black and cut out the things that don't need to be there. The cool thing with doing something right over a background, an existing background, is you don't have to be real precise with it because it's going to kind of fill in as you go along. Alright, so this whole area right here needs to come out. Alright, I'm going to leave a little of that grass over because I'm going to cheat. I could probably take another hour on this little area down here with the grass and make his hand work, but for the sake of the YouTube video, I'm going to cop out and say that's work you need to do, not me. Alright, I'm going to zoom back out here, and really that, besides this over here maybe, is going to be our finished composite. And notice over here on our layers palette we've got the foreground, then the background, and then our final background there. So that is what it looks like all together.